Enabling GCP workloads with Oracle behind it gives you a competitive advantage that is really unparalleled. There is no better place than to run your database on Oracle behind GCP compute and really expand your workforce as needed. I think if you take a listen to the marketplace, customers are really asking for partners and vendors to meet them where they are. And so I think this partnership is extremely advantageous to our customers as well as our vendors to be able to enable the customer journey on where they need to go and let the tech support that vision. And that is why I see this as a very strategic move. I think in general, Oracle workloads are usually very complex. And on top of that, there's a lot of integrations and ancillary applications that go around it. So I think the biggest challenge that C-suite executives face is where can I put these workloads in a cost-effective way that will support the business and not disrupt it too much. And I think that this partnership is extremely important because it allows us to move things that weren't previously able to be moved to GCP and enable the customers to operate where they are and reduce multiple cloud providers that maybe aren't necessary. And so I think that it reduces complexity, reduces risk, enables customers, and is just overall a very strategic move for everyone involved. I think there's a couple ways that this technology really enables the financial aspect of your environment. In some ways, Oracle's database technology is extremely advanced and extremely capable of doing consolidations. So reducing the amount of database technologies needed that you can now power that behind GCP, there is a lot of financial benefit from that. The other side of this is that if we can reduce the complexities of the environment and enable that with the power of Oracle database, then we can also shrink some maybe tech debt that's going on, move the database up there, enable that with some high-powered performance behind it, and all of a sudden your workloads that you're running in ways that are maybe currently architected could be more enhanced, more effective, which then generates a lesser cost, increasing your ROI. The Oracle database is extremely scalable. It's also extremely secure and very performant if done correctly. And so enabling GCP workloads with Oracle behind it gives you a competitive advantage that is really unparalleled. There is no better place than to run your database on Oracle behind GCP compute and really expand your workforce as needed. The value of Centroid is that we've been in business for almost 29 years. We also started out in extremely complex workloads. So a lot of times customers are enabled by the fact that their workload is extremely complex, and that's true. But what we do every day is we move and migrate workloads and enhance them all the time. And so this is really our business. So allowing Centroid to come partner with your team actually reduces complexity because we deal with these challenges every day where you may deal with them once every 5 years. And so allowing our teams that are skilled, capable, experienced, come in and reduce that complexity and help you move allows your team to focus on the business while we focus on giving you enhancements that maybe you didn't even know were possible. Multicloud has taken on a different meaning in the last couple of years, especially with the announcements from Larry Ellison at Oracle. Empowering multi-cloud behind a single cloud is actually incredibly advantageous for your organization. Multi-cloud today may mean that you have different providers with data everywhere. And so what we're allowing you to do in this new landscape is actually bring those cloud providers together, reduce latency, reduce complexity, bring your data into a consolidated place, and allow you to enable maybe AI strategies or better performance or just overall reduction of heads needed to manage that data. It's actually extremely compelling when you look at it from that perspective. So when you talk about multi-cloud, I would say we probably don't even know what it's going to look like in the next couple of years, but what we're seeing now is the simplicity of the multi-cloud environment. I think one of the biggest challenges organizations face is actually procuring these technologies. With Oracle, there's a lot of licensing rules, as well as there are with other vendors and different providers. And so allowing Centroid to help you enable that, your procurement team, and walk through that journey actually reduces the complexity. We've been doing this for almost 30 years. So we have a lot of detail around the licensing rules and how we do this and make it simple. What we can help you do is not only size your workloads around GCP and Oracle, we can also make sure that you're maintaining compliance and procuring this in the most effective way to reduce your costs, but also enable the job that you need to do. The first thing I think I would say is that cloud transformations can be risky and can be expensive. I think the thing that you need to take into consideration is if you have a vendor that provides services for multiple customers, hosting in multiple different clouds, there really is a cost effectiveness that is there. But what you need to get out of the experience is really a different mindset and a different way of doing business. Cloud transformation gives you the opportunity to reset your estate and do it correctly in the cloud. Moving things and doing lift and shifts are not always the best way to do that. And so having a partner that's been in business around enterprise workloads for almost 30 years, we know what we can do, we know the thresholds we can break, and we know how we can push your environment in a way that's cost effective, but also not risky. So what Centroid does is we focus on de-risking financials, de-risking liability, and then also de-risking the move and don't want to interrupt your business every day. So if you trust a partner like Centroid, we can ensure that your business is going to operate the same, if not better, by moving to the cloud and give you the financial operations that you need. I think the one thing that I would challenge every C-suite individual to look at right now is maybe drop the perception of what could happen 5 years ago. We run into a lot of people that have predetermined, expectations or feelings about certain vendors. And the reality is what is possible today wasn't possible 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And so taking a step back and really looking at what is possible today and not being afraid of change, but also going into that with a hesitation of saying, how is our organization going to respond? How are we going to be able to do the things that people are saying is possible? I think oftentimes you get maybe a little roadblocked in the perception that this is going to be hard and this is going to be challenging and the risk is not worth it. What I can tell you is that we have multiple stories time and time again where that's not true anymore, where that the change is possible, where you can run things faster, more cost effectively. You can enable cloud to save your environment money. So I would say that you probably need to take a step back, drop the bias, and just listen. Let us tell you the things that you don't want to hear. Let us work with you on what you want to be possible, and let's see how we can come up with a joint strategy. The worst thing you can do is not listen in this environment while things are changing so fast. I think what excites me most now is what we're going to do with our customers in GCP. Oftentimes we were siloed into OCI by itself or on-prem workloads because they couldn't move before. And so I think this really unlocks a new excitement around what's the possible, what is the art of the possible, and what can we do together. And I really think that collectively, with the vendors and then with your team and ours, we're going to do some great things. And I think we're already seeing that today, where things that weren't possible a year ago are now possible. So that's what excites me the most, is unlocking the impossible.